here together with me I have one of the most busiest person in Azerbaijan, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, generally I'm very busy. I'm not sure if I'm the busiest person, but definitely very busy. My name is Kamran Agasi.
And you are?
I'm a PR manager for the core team, Eurovision organizing core team in Baku.
So you are really a key person in this for this coming event.
Well, there are many people who are working on this project. Obviously, I'm not the key person, but I'm within the core team. One of key people, probably. Yes, and
how many people do you have around you in your team?
Well, generally within the core team we have 50 people, but then we have organizing partners and other people who are helping us out. We have around 900 volunteers who are going to be.
900?
Yes, basically there are going to be volunteers who will be working with delegations. Each delegation will have 2 hosts, and then volunteers in the airport, in the key areas, at the arena, at the Euro Village, Euro Club, and everything. So it's in total it's about 900 people, but it's quite interesting. We are very excited about it. We are very actually enthusiastic, and everyone is waiting for Eurovision week in Baku. And, yeah, the mood is very good in Baku, I must say.
And we are very enthusiastic too, because we will spend 2 weeks there. So
well,
but tell me, how many people do you expect to come to Baku for this event?
Well, generally, I think we could say more than 10,000 people will come to Baku. Between around 4,000 will be coming on the official side. It's 1,500 journalists we're expecting from Europe and beyond, and also. Well, official delegations we have, then we have our fans and so on and so forth. So it's quite exciting. And then obviously the tourists or the people who would like to visit Baku or visit the Eurovision Song Contest generally. So yeah, we expect quite a few people. Yeah.
What is the impact, do you think, of an event like this for the country as such?
Yeah, I think if you look at Azerbaijan. In recent history, in the last 20 years, basically this is a major checkpoint in Azerbaijan's cultural life, because if you look at it from the cultural point of view, it's the biggest event that we had so far. We're expecting 41 delegations from Europe. And obviously, in terms of the impact, I think it's a two-way process. There is a lot that we're going to learn from our delegations and that going to visit Baku. And also, there is something that we can present to Europe, obviously, our traditions, our culture, and so on. So it's a mutual exchange, it's a big festival, and generally Azerbaijan is a very hospitable country. So for us to have so many guests is a big festival. It's a big celebration. So it's great.
And so many nations.
Yeah.
Do you think this will be a kind of a kickoff for Azerbaijan as a tourist country?
I think generally Azerbaijan during the Soviet times was one of the most popular destinations within the Soviet bloc. And then after the collapse of the Soviet Union, obviously we had an economic difficulties as everywhere in the Soviet Union. And now there is an effort to rebuild that tradition of the tourism. And I think Azerbaijan has a lot to offer. We have 9 out of 11 climatic zones in a small country, and the country is rich in culture, history. There are a lot to offer. We have a great cuisine, which probably can be compared to the French cuisine, but this is obviously our kind of in a regional respect, I would say. So I think a lot of people will learn and get something out of their visit, and I hope for us it is important that people who come to Azerbaijan, they remember this time. In 10 years, in 15 years time, they look back and then they remember, hey, do you remember we went to Baku for the song contest and how great it was. So I think obviously after Eurovision there will be more people who know more about Azerbaijan and maybe would like to visit Baku and the country in general.
Then I have to ask you, because I'm very interested in food and wine.
Yes.
So I like to cook.
Okay.
How would you describe your cuisine?
Oh, our cuisine is very diverse. We have over 40 types of pillow rice.
So you're eating a lot of rice?
No. But it's just one side of, I would say, rice is a crown of all these dishes because it's all very often presented in a very special occasions. But there are different types of soups, dolma, fish, poultry, and so on and so forth. There are a lot of desserts. And
what about the wines?
Wine, obviously, wineries have suffered a lot after the collapse of the Soviet Union. But now there is an effort to rebuild the wineries. If you come to Baku, I will treat you with wine that my dad makes. It's very nice.
I look forward to that.
Yes.
But that's something.
Just you go with my card and I'll treat you with our homemade wine.
That's very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
I will remind you if you don't remember.
But I have a question about the hall itself, the Crystal Hall. Is it ready?
Well, it's basically the construction process is ready. It's just the small bits and pieces that they are finishing around it and within the hall. But on 15th of April there was an official handover from the construction company to the production company, Brainpool, and they are already doing their rigging work within the hall. So it's all at least in terms of the schedule of preparation of the scene and everything, we're on schedule. So it's all good.
And why is Brainpool producing it and not Azerbaijani television?
Well, I think it's a normal procedure that we are host broadcaster, and it is a short period of time that we have to prepare for this such a major event. Brainpool was a production partner of the last year of German host broadcaster, and they shown a very good track record in the last year's show, and basically it was decided that they could come and support us in our work here as well.
At what time will the show start?
Well, the show is going to be starting 9 o'clock Central European time, which is 12 o'clock at night in Baku. So it's going to be quite exciting.
It means that the after parties will start in the morning. So we start the after parties by having breakfast.
Oh, yes.
An Azerbaijani breakfast.
Well, Azerbaijani breakfast, yes. Maybe we will have Azerbaijani breakfast as well. Obviously, we will make sure that everyone is feed on time. Would it be at night or in the morning? But
I'm sure we will not be hungry in your country.
Oh, yes.
I mean, if you have such nice food and it has such a cuisine, I'm very excited to taste it.
Let's have another conversation after you visit Baku, and we will have another conversation, and you will tell me about your impressions about Azerbaijani food.
I love to do that. I give you a full description of all the restaurants and all the food that I have had during
You're supposed to go there for work and not for eating all the time.
You can't work if you are not eating.
Exactly. Yeah.
It goes hand in hand.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for having this conversation, and I'm happy that we have got some news about what is coming in the few weeks' time for us. Look forward.
And I look forward to welcome you in Baku.